If you're looking to improve your aim, then make sure to check out Control Freak and use the code OGXRAYZ to get 10% off all the products. Link in the description below. Yo, what's up guys, it's XRAYZ. Welcome back to a new episode of Zombie Theories. Today we're going to be talking about Oz, a little bit about his backstory, who he is, and a little bit more about, kind of his secret dark past. He has been pretty much the biggest character in Exo Zombies. He's the one that a lot of people were upset when he died, and technically we found out that he was a zombie beforehand and that all four of our characters were dead at one point. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a favorite. Let's try to shoot for 500 likes. It'd be insane if you could hit that like goal. And of course, if you are new, if you enjoyed this content, then make sure to subscribe so you guys don't miss any videos in the future. But let's go ahead and jump straight into it. We didn't really know a little bit more about Oz until more information started coming out, and I wanted to cover this for you guys. We found out that pretty much the crew that we have, all four of them ended up dying, or that they were zombies and that they're zombies at this point. But we found out a little bit more about Oz. The first clue that we actually got was from Oz when he was actually shot in the beginning of the trailer. When we finally see him getting shot, we see something that we never saw before, and it's a tattoo that he has on his forearm. Up until this point, every single picture that we had seen of Oz, we saw he had tattoos everywhere, but we never got to see a picture of him with his forearm. And finally, when we got to see it, we can see that it actually is a tattoo of Sentinel, basically meaning that Oz works for Sentinel, or that he was vested enough in them to the point that he would get a tattoo. You guys can see here a picture of the two side by side so you guys can see and compare them yourself. Now with that said, there wasn't really anything else we knew about Oz, so at this point we know that he was a zombie. They were all dead at this point, that Oz at some point was affiliated with Sentinel, but we didn't know anymore. And it wasn't until the latest carrier map that we got quotes and a little bit more about his story, and we can go ahead and discover more about that. As it turns out, Oz was actually in Baghdad, or to make it so you guys understand, he was at the big prison riot that we saw right at the beginning of Exo Zombies. So when they dropped the Manticore bomb and everyone started turning into zombies, Oz was actually there, and we have audio quotes that actually prove this. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the audio quotes and then we'll be right back.
This goes all the way back to New Baghdad. Atlas dropped a special DNA bomb on a prison. Oz was there. I know because he used to work for us.
Lennox, are you saying Oz worked for Sentinel?
He was one of our best. After the bomb dropped, we thought he was dead, but then the infected appeared and Oz was spotted walking among them.
Fucking shot him!
Yeah, I did, and he'll regenerate just like he did before. That's why this boat is crawling with infected.
So as you guys can tell from the audio quotes, it tells us that pretty much Oz used to work for Sentinel. He was at this prison riot. The bomb was dropped, and for some reason, everyone else started turning into zombies, including Oz. We don't know if Atlas knew that he worked for Sentinel. It probably was very obvious with the tattoo that he had, but at this point we find out that he was taken in by Atlas and used for some sort of experimentation. All of this that we learned from the beginning. With the first Exo Zombie map, we learned that our four protagonists were actually some sort of test subjects and that someone was watching them. I'm assuming at this point that maybe they had multiple of these bodies that came in and they just started maybe turning them into humans, finding some way to change them from a zombie to a more human form where they can think, where they are essentially brainwashed and don't think that anything happened to them, and they essentially started getting experimented on. It was at this point, honestly, that we find out that Sentinel came back into the picture, at which point Oz is shot in the head, and we find out that he's not going to stay dead for very long. So that is pretty much all that we know about Oz. At this point, he was one of the most ambiguous characters. We didn't really know anything about him. He was a janitor. Why was he so important? So we don't know a lot more than that. Oz used to work for Sentinel. He ended up turning into a zombie, being used as an experiment for Atlas. He was shot in the head, came back as a full-fledged zombie with some ability to think, and we don't know what's going to happen into the future, but that is pretty much the backstory of Oz, who he is and where he's probably going. We don't know what's going to happen much after this. He's a zombie, but he could just probably as easily turn human again with the way that they did it before. But anyways guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I wanted to get this video out to you guys. It's a very interesting one. I think a lot of people think that the Exo Zombie storyline is just some afterthought, but really it's a very in-depth story, and there's a lot of little intricate things here and there that a lot of people have not picked up on. And honestly, I'm really excited. I like the Exo Zombie storyline. I think that it's headed in a really cool direction, and I think there's a lot of stuff that we still don't know about. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of Zombie Theories. If you did, leave a like, leave a favorite. It does get the content out there. It helps the channel grow. Once again, let's try to shoot for 500 likes. It means if you can hit that like goal, and of course, if you are new, if you enjoyed the video and you want to see more content like this in the future, I'm going to have a ton of Advanced Warfare, Exo Zombies, and regular Treyarch Zombies as it does come out, so make sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. I'm XRAYZ. I'm out. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Patreon page if you want access to all of my zombie content earlier than everyone else. Link in the description below. I'm XRAYZ. I'm out. Peace.